All right, let's get right into it. You know that feeling, right? That little gap between the life you're living and the one you're dreaming about. We all tend to think some huge, life-altering event needs to happen to close that gap. But what if that's all wrong? What if the real answer isn't in some giant leap, but in the small, almost invisible choices we make every single day?
I want you to really let that sink in. Right now, as you're listening to this, someone out there, maybe with way more obstacles and way less opportunity than you, is building the exact future you want. They're not a superhero, they're not just lucky, they've just figured out the power of those tiny daily choices. And that's what we're going to break down right now.
So let's talk about that gap. It's that nagging feeling, isn't it? That sense that you're capable of more, that there's a stronger, sharper version of yourself just waiting to be unlocked. Well, wishful thinking isn't going to get us there. We need a real strategy.
And here's the secret that nobody really wants to admit. Success isn't built in those big, flashy moments when everyone's watching. No, it's forged in the quiet moments, when you're tired, when no one's there to cheer you on, when every part of your brain is screaming, just start tomorrow. It's about the tiny decisions you make when you are completely and totally alone.
And that leads us to the real battlefield. See, the fight isn't out there in the world, it's inside your own head. Every single day, there's a war going on between the person you are right now and the person you have the potential to become.
And this chart, it lays out that battle perfectly. Every time you hit the snooze button, that's a point for the old you. Every time you skip the workout, the old you wins that round. But when you show up anyway, when you choose discipline over ease, that's a huge victory for the new you. The goal isn't to be perfect. It's just to let the new you win one more time than the old you each day.
So, what's the biggest enemy in this whole internal war? You know, it's not failure. Failure teaches you things. The real enemy is way, way sneakier. It's comfort. It's that little voice that whispers, you're fine. Just take it easy. You deserve a break.
And let's be really clear here. We're not talking about taking a well-deserved rest. We're talking about surrender. See, comfort, in this sense, is like a slow-acting poison. It doesn't crush your dreams in one day. Oh no, it just chips away at them, day by day, year by year, until you wake up one day and realize you spent your whole life getting ready to live instead of actually living.
Okay, so how do you fight back? How do you actually start winning that war inside? Well, that brings us to the solution. It's a simple but unbelievably powerful idea called the 1% mindset. And this is the key. This is not about some massive overnight transformation. It's not about being perfect. It's just about being 1% better. That's it. Maybe that's 1% more focused just by putting your phone in another room for 10 minutes. Maybe it's 1% stronger than the version of you that quit yesterday. It's all about progress, not perfection.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. 1%? Come on, that's tiny. How can that possibly make a real difference? Well, this is where the magic happens. Because you're about to see the same force that builds massive fortunes at work, the power of compounding.
So let's ask that question for real. If you actually committed to getting just that tiny bit better every single day, what's the result after a year? What does that actually look like? The answer is kind of mind-blowing. You wouldn't just be 365% better. No, because of compounding, you'd be nearly 38 times better than the person you were when you started. That is the explosive, insane power of small, consistent gains. And this chart just makes it so clear. Getting 1% better leads to that massive exponential growth. But look at the flip side. Getting just 1% worse each day, choosing comfort, hitting snooze, it doesn't just keep you where you are. It practically erases you. It drives you down to almost zero. This proves you are never just standing still. You're either building or you're breaking. There's no in-between.
Okay, so the math is pretty convincing, right? But how do you actually get started? This brings us to the most important part, taking that first small step, moving from knowing to doing.
And this is absolutely crucial. That feeling of being totally overwhelmed, that's what makes most people give up before they even begin. So listen, you don't have to overhaul your entire life right now. The goal is to win today's battle over just one thing. That's it. Just one. Drink one extra glass of water. Tidy one small corner of your room.
And here's how that one tiny thing becomes, well, everything. It starts with one little decision. You repeat that decision, and boom, it becomes a habit. Those habits start to change your identity. Suddenly, you're not someone who tries to go to the gym. You are someone who works out. And over time, your identity, that forges your destiny. It all starts with one tiny snowball at the top of a very big hill.
So before you can even take that step, it all has to start with a moment of radical honesty. So tonight, I want you to look yourself in the mirror and ask this one question. Based on my actions today, did I earn the future I keep saying I want?
And then let's go even deeper. Forget the big dreams for a second. Did your actions today earn the respect of that person looking back at you? Were you someone they would admire?
Because here's the thing.
You can lie to your friends. You can lie to your family. You can post all your wins online to make it look like you're crushing it. But you cannot lie to the person in the mirror. They know. They know when you gave up, when you took the easy way out, when you broke a promise to yourself. And their respect is the only respect that truly, truly matters.
And getting honest like that brings us to our final big idea, the inevitable arrival. See, there's this beautiful and kind of terrifying truth about life. Time is going to pass no matter what. 1 year from today, you are going to arrive somewhere. That's a guarantee. And really, you've got two possible destinations. You can arrive at option A, a future where you're stronger, sharper, basically unbreakable because you chose the 1% path. Or you can arrive at option B, the exact same place you are now, just with the same old excuses, the same fears, and a brand new layer of regret. That choice is made in the 1,000 tiny moments between now and then.
You got to remember, the clock is always, always ticking. Time doesn't care if you have a perfect plan. It doesn't wait for you to feel motivated. It just moves forward. Waiting to feel ready is one of the biggest traps there is. So I'm going to leave you with this. 1 year from now, you will arrive. That's not up for debate. But your destination, that is not set in stone. That is completely up to you. And it's decided by who wins that war inside your head, starting right now. So the only question left is, where are you going to choose to be?